It's going well. Not quite fully into pads yet, so it doesn't feel like it's officially started, but it has. Had one good day of kicking in front of the team so far, and hopefully go from there.
What's it been like with the new head coach here?
I feel like not a lot has changed in the specialist room since we have all three returning. So for me, it's a lot of just working with those guys, getting our timing back. And it feels like we still got our chemistry, obviously, so not a lot has changed in our room, which is nice.
Do you ever think back to 2 years ago when you were here and competing for a job and kind of look up now with a different perspective?
Absolutely. Year one coming here, competing for the job, obviously not knowing if I'll be here the next day, because in the nature of kicking, if you're not performing well and you're not established, you're gone immediately. So walking around, little ball of stress all day on the field, off the field. Now I say my stress is contained to when I'm on the field kicking.
When do you think that stress finally left you?
To be honest, probably at the end of last season, I'd say, yeah.
So you're finally getting comfortable, you would say?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you think it took that long?
They say it's what have you done for me lately, league. You're always competing for a job. You always need to perform, and I've stacked up a bunch of good performances, and now I know I can do it. It's just going out there and summoning that and continuing to do it.
I think I heard you talking on the radio about your strategy, or how do you kind of not make every kick, super monumental in your mind and cool yourself down? How do you go about doing that, and why is it so important to kind of?
For me, I just focus on the process. There's a number of things I have to do in a specific order to make a kick, and I just focus on doing those. From the moment I'm running onto the field, if I'm thinking about exactly what steps I'm taking, where my hips need to be aligned, where my line is, what the wind's doing, I can't really think about the moment. I'm just focused on the mechanics of kicking the ball.
Have you ever had the game situation maybe start to seep into that process and you kind of have to tell yourself, hey, focus on the process?
So that seeps in while you're on the sideline. You try your best to do, I do breathing exercises, sitting there, controlling my breath, giving myself an affirmation over and over again. But then as soon as I get on the field, it tends to go away when I'm starting to focus on the process, getting actually in that process.
Is the process become so routine now that you almost, blackout's probably not the right way to say it, but you kind of are just.
Yeah, so that's the thing I do need to fight. That is something that can creep in, especially in practices when you're on your own, out in the middle of the summer, no one cares, no one's watching. But I'd say as soon as we get into training camp and I'm kicking in front of the whole team, the sharpness, the mental clarity, and the pressure all comes right back.
Brandon, a little bit off script, ask you about your cleats, your preferred cleats, and just the story behind them.
Yeah, the specifics, don't really even know, but I just want a soccer cleat on this side and a football cleat on this side. This is what team gave me, so I ran with it year one and kind of just sticking with it from there.
Why soccer 101?
Soccer cleat designed to kick the ball, a little thinner cleats. The material's thinner, so I feel the ball better. It's kind of more formed to my foot, and it doesn't stick into the ground as much, so it can glide over the grass. And this one just stops when I plant, so if I had a soccer cleat on this one, sometimes since I plant pretty hard, it would slide a couple inches, or maybe a quarter of an inch was enough to just kind of make my contact point not where I want it.
Are you a soccer fan?
Yes, more of a international soccer fan now. The club soccer part of my fandom died when I started playing for professional soccer, and it didn't feel right to be another team's fan.
But you do have a club in Europe?
I used to. It was Arsenal, so I still tune in every once in a while, but not so much anymore. Just the international U.S. men's soccer team is what I like to watch. Yeah,
it's tough on Sundays, right?
Yeah, absolutely.